what's going to happen with Windows 10 machines when the support ends and they can't be upgraded? Let's find out. This is a Windows 10 laptop. This is Windows 11. This is Windows 8.1. And I've just got this pop-up on this Windows 10 laptop, and it's telling me what I should do. I should prepare for Windows 10 end of support. Starting 14th of October 2025, Windows 10 will no longer receive technical support or free software updates, although it should still get Security Essentials Windows Defender updates. In theory, because this Windows 8.1 still gets Windows Defender updates. So we're reaching out to thank you for your loyalty to Windows and help prepare you for what's next. To ensure you continue to receive security updates and support, visit Microsoft.com to learn more about your options and plan for your next steps. So let's do that. Let's see what it says we should do with our Windows 10 laptop. So this Windows 10 laptop has an i5 processor. It's got 8 gigabytes of RAM. It's got a 250 gigabyte SSD. And the processor in here is actually quicker than this laptop. And this laptop's got 4 gigabytes of RAM. But because it's got a newer processor, this one is compatible with Windows 11 and runs Windows 11. But this one doesn't without, bypassing some requirements. This is Intel 4th gen, so not officially supported with Windows 10. So let's have a look. Let's see what it thinks we should do. We can't upgrade. We don't meet the minimum requirements unless we use a bypass. So what is it telling us to do? Oh, it's telling us to shop for a new laptop. Move our stuff to a new PC. If your Windows 10 PC can't run Windows 11, or if you are ready to buy a new computer, keep your files on OneDrive. So what is it telling us to do? Just switch to Windows 11 and throw this away. Microsoft doesn't really care about old hardware. Even though this performs better than this one, it's got better specifications. It's got a nicer keyboard. It's got a nice-ish trackpad. But Microsoft thinks I should just get rid of this PC. So in Microsoft eyes, this laptop is junk. Just telling me to buy a new PC, which is kind of ridiculous. I could force a Windows 11 upgrade on this PC, and I may do that at some point. But Microsoft doesn't care. They want me to get rid of this, buy new hardware. And that doesn't benefit me, the consumer. That benefits Microsoft. That doesn't benefit my financial situation, my wallet, my bank account. That benefits Microsoft and people who sell Windows 11 machines. And this is why there is so much on YouTube about people switching to Linux, switching to Mac. If you presented with the option of buying another PC and thinking, oh, great, I'll buy another PC and Microsoft's just going to screw me over and make me buy a new PC in 5 years' time, 10 years' time, then, you're going to think, well, why don't I just buy a Mac? Macs are smaller, thinner, and have really impressive battery life compared to a lot of PCs. And we've discussed this before. Buying a Windows laptop or a Chromebook laptop is very, very confusing. You've got so much choice, and people who like choice, great. People are going to like that, but not everybody. And to make things simple, Macs are, going to be affordable if you think about it in the long term. If you buy a Mac and it lasts you 10 years, that is good value for money. If you buy a cheap $300, £400, $300, $400 laptop, if it lasts you 3 years, that is not necessarily good value for money, because you're going to have to have the hassle of switching to another machine sooner. And cheap laptops are not generally designed to be repaired anymore. And that's partly why I got this Lenovo ThinkPad, because it's got a nice keyboard and can be sort of repaired, parts replaced as needed. But what are you doing when it comes to your Windows 10 machines? I did a poll recently on YouTube, and this was about a month ago, so things might have changed since then, about what current Windows 10 users were going to do when Windows 10 support ends. And it keeps getting closer. October, time doesn't stop, unfortunately. And 39% said they were going to stick with Windows 10, which is a valid option. You'll still get updates to antivirus software that you've got installed, and you can make sure that, you're looking after things by keeping software up to date, even though Windows isn't going to get updates. 23% upgrade to Windows 11. If you've got compatible hardware and it will run well, then yeah, Windows 11 can be set up to look more like Windows 10 and act more like Windows 10. And it's, quite familiar. If you're used to Windows 10, then going to Windows 11 isn't going to be too much of a struggle. But 38% are going to do something else, which could be, a lot of these comments are around installing Linux and, doing something else. You could stick with Windows 10 and not use it on the internet if you just use it for something that doesn't require it. But also, buying a new laptop, they're all being marketed as being good for AI, and only 2% of this poll here wanted a laptop because of AI. 80% said they just want a new laptop when buying a new laptop, don't care about AI at all, and 19% don't care if it comes with AI or not. And obviously there's a 1% margin of error here, so use that as you want. But I feel like all these people marketing AI as a solution or AI as something people actually want aren't aware, that people don't really care about AI. If you're using AI, it's all on the cloud anyway. For the majority of people that interact with AI, you just use it on the internet, on the cloud. Why would you need it in a laptop when it is fundamentally or primarily a cloud-based internet service? And should we even be using AI, considering how damaging to the environment it is? But that's kind of a different topic entirely, really. This is primarily the fact that Microsoft are just going to be throwing these machines in the bin. It's just a real waste of resources, the environment. Why should we buy new laptops or new computers just because Microsoft don't want to support Windows 10 anymore? And yes, they're a business and their aim is to make money. Yes, that's kind of something that businesses do. It makes the world turn, etc., etc. Hashtag capitalism. But surely there's a little bit where they could just go, actually, why don't we just give security updates for the most essential parts where it really matters? Just keep giving them to Windows 10 and let people who have working machines keep using them securely, especially in this age where, scams are happening, people are losing money and accidentally getting scammed out of money, ransomware and things like that are affecting people. And not everybody can afford a new laptop. So yeah, let me know in the comments what you think. Are you going to stick with Windows 10? Time keeps going and October keeps getting closer, and it just seems a real shame to be thinking that perfectly working laptops are not going to be used anymore. Maybe Linux is the answer, and it will certainly be the answer for a lot of people. But yeah, Microsoft seem to be playing this game where they're pushing ahead regardless, and they're going to be pushing people towards Apple, to Chromebooks, and to Linux. I think for people who just want a laptop, just use the internet, Chromebooks are going to be a really cheap option. Leave a comment below, let me know what you think, and stay tuned, subscribe for another video, and join in with the discussion. Thanks for watching, and thanks to all channel members.